$400 won't be spent, 100 and 0 will be spent to put the ad in the paper that says we're doing it online.
Yeah.
Leave it at. I don't, I mean.
Well, yeah, let's leave it as it is, and Maureen, would you mind, could you find out if they've already done that? If they've already put an ad out saying that from now on they're doing it online?
They did,
They did,
yes, they did.
because then we can drop it back to 200, right?
Come back to the 100,
Because that was his justification for raising it 100.
Yeah.
Right, because I remember Angus coming in 2 weeks ago to, into the office and saying that he did it.
Okay.
So, yeah, we can leave that at.
Bring it back down to 200? And if he's already spent the money, he doesn't need it for next year, right?
Right.
Let's do that. 150 and 50 for the always as expected $200 planning board. I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Phil, yes?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry.
It's okay. I was gonna do a roll call vote again like I did last time, but that just kinda seems silly. With just the four of us, I can hear everybody's voice, and the camera's probably even picking them all up, so. All right, that is it for budgets tonight. I'm sorry that it turned into being such a painful, long, drag-out thing.
I'll save it for next time.
Oh, I'd save it,
Are you sure? Because I'm not done yet.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Oh. No, I'll leave it.
Well,
What
it'll give us something to think about.
What
'Cause
did I bring?
Oh, the paving. Is that what you?
Well,
I just thought it said blacktop on top.
yeah, we don't, we're not doing highway next time, are we? It's the time after, isn't it?
Sanitation.
I think it's next time. Highway 1126, yes ma'am, next time.
It's next time?
Although I have not gotten a confirmation from him.
Oh.
I did from both Rick.
Catherine has. My bad.
I did, both Rick and Mitchell responded to me, but I haven't heard back from Jeffrey.
Are you aware of what the tax rate is related to the schools and all that?
So that's the other thing that I had to talk about. I have that right here, thank you.
Okay.
So the selectmen approved the town budget at $30.60. So that's $30.60 per $1,000 of your property value.
Which is going up.
Last year's rate was $27.30. The town rate is $7.47. Last year, that rate was $6.74. Before I get too much deeper into this, Ed, do you know offhand what the overlay was, what the percentage of the overlay was?
Yeah, we put 100,000,
You put 100,000 towards it, but what was the percentage, do you know?
I want to say it was down at 5%. The max that we could put in would only lower the rate 15 cents a thousand.
So it was 30/60 to 31/30.
Yeah, without putting anything out of the unreserved fund balance, it would have been 3130, right? That's what it says in the minutes, right?
Yes.
And the DRA says you have to keep at least 5%
Right.
and go up to 15% to
Right.
keep in your reserves.
We were right up there. If we put 150,000 in, it was only going to lower the rate 15 cents. Would have brought it down to 30, 35.
Yeah, but, yes, yeah, I was looking for the percentage. I guess I'll ask Sarah. Because the DRA requires you to keep a certain percentage, you can't go
I've got the
over.
paperwork.
We had
for the
always
truck.
in the past tried to keep it right around 10, if we could, 10 to
Right,
11%
yes.
was what we wanted to make sure we kept in reserves.
Right,
He's got the paperwork in the truck, you wanted to get
Did you
it?
see that in the truck?
yeah.
Oh, sweet. Just to finish breaking down the tax rate, not that you need this for the minutes or anything, but just because I started saying it. So the town rate is $7.47, the local school rate is $19.65, which last year was $17.20, so yay, new auditorium, with declining enrollment still. The state school rate is $1.88, last year that was $1.73. And the county rate this year is $1.60. Last year was $1.63. Yeah, I'm guessing property values went up, because I know their budget went up too, so probably must be more property value.
So again, it's the school that's killing us.
It always is, it has been since that damn edition. Homeschool your kids, please.
And are we on a yearly budget until it's all paid for and expecting a balloon payment? Do you know what year that balloon payment is
We
due?
got 30 years before.
Oh,
30
God,
more
yeah.
years? 30 more years?
30 years of a fixed loan.
Oh, okay. So we're still good then, okay.
Thank you. Oh, good, I was looking for valuation too. All right. So town valuation, if you want to do the 3-finger rule on how to figure out
Oh, geez.
what each dollar you spend comes up to. It's the 3-finger rule,
Yeah,
Maureen.
I know. Read between the lines.
Yes,
please.
exactly, the read between the lines rule. So town valuation is $142,782,416.
And 29 cents.
They have no decimal point on here, and I appreciate that, and so is it, yeah, but this doesn't show percentage. Passing shit down. This revised estimate revenues, okay. Yeah, that's not. Am I missing something? Does it say on here somewhere what the unreserved fund balance is? What the,
Yes. Yeah,
oh,
Prior to or after the fact?
right,
Okay.
it was,
oh yeah, here it is, okay. Current amount retained is 8%. Oh my goodness,
yeah,
Low.
that's really low. $399,626. My goodness.
yeah.
Oh, they were really on a spending frenzy last year, weren't they? We didn't leave them in that rough a shape the year before. Wow. Wow.
What was it again, Cindy? 399,000 what?
$399,626 is currently the fund balance retained, which is, according to this piece of paper here, 8.05% of the general fund operating expenses.
Now, are we allowed to spend out of that next year?
Yeah, only a certain percent.
What percent?
Anywhere, we have to maintain a minimum of 5%,
Right.
according to the DRA.
Oh, okay, so we can spend 3.5%.
Yeah, I wouldn't go figuring out all kinds of big Warner
Right.
expenses.
No,
and reserve fund balance.
No, not going there this year.
So I just want to make sure we put that on the table. I would love to hear other people's thoughts if you all are interested. If not, we can call it a night. But,
Address it in what?
talking about what we ought to do as a budget committee, given that, keeping that in mind. If there's, because I had asked at the beginning of the budget season, before we even started looking at individual budgets, do we want to set a goal? Is there anything we
Right.
want to, try? And I just wanted to kind of throw that back out again, like, does this make you think more about maybe we should have a goal? Is there something Are we interested in revisiting the budgets we've already approved, keeping in mind what we did tonight?
Tonight, when we get towards the end, yeah.
And I will say, I do already want to revisit for sure the town clerk's budget. And I will let her know before we do that. I'm guessing it'll probably be the last meeting when we do the
Well.
selectmen's and, yeah. But I will let her know what my intentions are. Not that that means that's what's gonna happen, but just so she has an opportunity to show up and rebut it if she
Yeah.
wants to. But I did get numbers from David Hunter regarding ballot clerks and his intentions.
Oh, good,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're between a rock and a hard place right now.
Right.
Seriously, I mean, so
Yeah.
we need to be the really bad guys.
I've been
Budget
playing that role
committee
in
always
town
has
hall.
been.
I know, but we have to be really, really, really bad.
I feel like campaign against me, you know,
Yes, but what happens is some of the departments become so offended by it.
They think it's because we don't like them. It's not we don't
Exactly.
like them. We
No.
want the poor people to be able to pay their taxes.
Well, that's it. I mean, that was a big increase for everybody across the board.
Yeah.
And another gripe, and I may be wrong about this,
You're always wrong, so.
was the tax rate set late this year?
Yes, it was.
Okay,
Very
wouldn't have been better for us if we had a clue when we started with the budget committee or something?
It would, but that's never, I think that's never the case, is it?
No.
It's
Yeah.
never the case, because,
It's been better though, is my point.
yeah.
What's
Well, you
better?
gotta wait for, I think it's usually the school, it's
Getting
usually the
the-
school district that you have to wait
The
for.
tax rate.
Yeah.
This is late.
Guarantee.
Yes.
Was it later last year?
No, it was a little earlier.
It was earlier,
Yeah.
Because
okay.
they have, with
Okay.
their contracted union wages that's already discussed,
You're right, right,
you're guaranteeing an increase on the school.
right. And honestly, I wish people would go to the school budget committee meetings and try to convince them.
Don't ask
You-
me what.
They budget for surplus, and then all that surplus goes into those capital reserve funds, and some of them are never touched. You have that special education capital reserve fund, that just grows exponentially every year, they rarely ever
From what
touch
I've
it.
been told is the town of Grafton is supposed to be receiving $200,000 back from the school.
And again, if it didn't come out of my pocket in the first place, it would be much easier, just because coming back isn't, you know what I mean, that doesn't
Yeah.
help, that doesn't buy my groceries this week.
Is it
That doesn't
with
put gas in my car this week.
No, they're not gonna pay any interest.
And all they're doing is using it to offset the overall increase that they're gonna give you this year.
Right, right. Because you know
Thanks
it's
for
gonna be.
paying in advance.
Yep.
So yes, I believe that we probably should revisit those. The other thing that I wanted to ask was, we got the rain date, but our snow date, rain date, whatever. Our meeting was scheduled for 1 o'clock, and I had Sarah do the meeting prior to the hearing for 12 o'clock. Do you want to do 1 o'clock for the hearing and 2 o'clock for the meeting? You want me to change it to that? It's the rain date.
You know what, I think it's generally so quick to run through warrant articles and make recommendations. I kind of feel like it's maybe not necessary, what do you think? If we end up on a snow date, we're gonna, if people have to sit for another 15, 20 minutes
Right.
before
Okay,
the
so you
hearing
want to
starts.
leave it as is for
Yeah.
12 o'clock and 1 o'clock?
For one, we had said one.
But you said we forgot to mention that we were going to have a hearing prior, we were going to have a meeting prior to the hearing.
Right, you gotta have that
Right,
hearing.
So
That meeting
I,
before the hearing, because you're gonna have setup time and you also have to review the warrant articles before they go to the public.
right.
so my question was, our meeting, our rain date is scheduled for 1 o'clock. I asked Sarah for the hall for
For noon,
12 o'clock.
yes.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Or do you want to change it to the meeting for 1 and the hearing for 2? Because it's lunchtime.
Were you gonna
That's
answer?
why I'm
I know.
asking.
Were you gonna answer her? Because I feel like I answered it, but it wasn't clear.
What's the difference?
You said it didn't matter.
Did you
No.
get Catherine's permission?
Well, I mean, if you're already set up at noon for the regular date, what's wrong?
So the public hearing hearing on the budget is currently set for that Thursday evening at 7 PM, with us meeting at 6 PM.
Yeah.
That gives us an hour to go through warrant article recommendations. When we talked about having a snow date, we said Catherine threw out 1 o'clock and everybody was like, yeah, fine. None of us thought, wow, but we should meet beforehand. Thank you for bringing that up, Maureen. But I'm thinking right now, it doesn't take that long to run through the warrant articles. If we make people wait 15, 20 minutes while we do that, rather than interrupt lunchtime at noon,
Okay,
just,
well, I
Does that
understood
sound
what,
okay?
I understood what you
Okay.
were saying,
okay.
but you kind of made me think that we were gonna do it at the beginning of the hearing.
I'm sorry, Ed, I thought you needed note paper. I thought she was
No.
giving you note paper.
No,
Okay. Anything else?
I wrote here motion to adjourn.
Sweet.
Who
I'll
wants to
make
it?
that motion at 8:01. We almost made it.
Who wants to second that?
I'll second it.
Praise the Lord and pass the pudding. Jake, are you gonna take his camera or you want me to? Or?
I'll take it.
Yeah, okay.